Well, can a guy get this Chevy to pass smog? I have no idea. But we're gonna find out today. So, well, we'll get there. All right. Well, you know the deal. I just tried to get this thing small so I could register in my name. Big old Chevy, and it didn't work. So, I didn't pass smog. Yay! That's awesome. So I think I know what it is. Kind of want to go through it with you guys and gals. Try to figure this out, and hopefully by the end of part 2, we'll pass smog and have this thing street legal for 2 years, and then big block or small block, whatever. Go in there. We'll be ripped. Ben. All right. So let me get this hood propped. Hood. The door handle's broken. Gotta fix that. Literally. Oh, gosh, don't make it worse. Okay, distraction. All right. So, I'll tell you everything I know. So, I brought this truck to go get smalled, and it passed the high speed portion, but the low speed portion it didn't pass. So, that's telling me it's running rich. So anything over like 15 miles per hour above, once it's like hitting a lot of revolutions per second or RPMs, it's getting enough fuel to rip and it's clean. But this thing at low RPM is not doing it. What I'm thinking, and after doing a little bit of research, a couple of things I'm going to check out. One, carbon buildup is probably unreal. So I'm going to use some of this jazz, and I'm going to piss off all my neighbors, unfortunately. And this is just like a Chem Tool fuel injector cleaner. Cleans entire fuel system, gas tank intake valves, fuel pump, and carburetor. Now, this is recommended to go in your gas tank so you can cycle it a little bit. That's a little too slow for my liking. You know, it's Tuesday, and I need this thing to like pass small this weekend. So I'm running out of time. But so we're gonna do this. We're seriously gonna pull the intake off. I'm gonna start the truck. I'm gonna dump this all in there. But before I dump all this and do all that jazz, I am gonna be checking a few things. So this thing has a cold start feature to where when it turns on, you turn the ignition on, and it reads temperature outside. And I bet in this truck it's running perfectly, and it can tell what temperature it is. No. But when it reads too cold, it has a cold start feature where it would dump more fuel, ultimately run rich, until it senses that it's running and it's at temperature, and then it will shut it off. Well, that's a pretty common thing to where it doesn't work that well, and it just is dumping fuel the entire time like it has 3 injectors when it only has 2. This is a 2 injector from my knowledge, not a 3 injector, so I can't just pull the 3rd injector off. I seriously have to pull the fuse or, check sensors to see if it's reading correctly. I'm thinking just pulling a fuse, going that route, so I won't have the cold start anymore. Another thing that could be at running rich at low RPM is just a leaky injector. It's not a carburetor. It's got an injector, but from my knowledge, it's inside the carburetor. So it's just like a double pump deal. But if it's not and it's dripping, if it's dripping and spraying, running too rich, it's a bad injector. I just replace it. Hopefully it fixes the problem. Okay, sounds great. Let's open the hood. Oh yeah, like butter. Look, I'm gonna be honest. I have no clue what I'm doing. Okay, I seriously can't tell you the last time I touched a carburetor. All right. Okay. So what I've got this wing nut. It's my spirit animal right there. Just trying to fly. Oh wow! Look at that. It's a cover. It smells like fuel just everywhere. Oh my gosh! It smells like a gas tank. I mean, the air filter's not horrible, and there's no. This thing was at a farm, so literally, I am super shocked that there's no freaking mice or party animals in here just living the dream. I mean, technically I could just leave it like that, but I don't. I kind of want to pull the whole thing off. We got a 7? No? Is that a 7? Well, we're off to a great start. Just drop the tool. That's awesome. Okay. Awesome. I'm never going to find that bolt. Oh gosh. Oh, I found it. Okay. Whew. Oh my goodness. We're fine. Everything's fine. I'm not rushing. Well, that's just too big. So, which one is it? What is this? Is this a Chevy or is this a freaking Benz? What is going on? Look, I'm just gonna jet this thing on there. I'm just gonna hope for the best. It's not like it's gonna. I just need to pass smog. I'm not trying to get a jet engine over here. Okay, well that's super. Look at this. This thing has a freaking like a power relay or something. And an 87. God, what is going on? Yep, that's gone and broken now. Awesome. It's got cords. Like, what is this? Man, watch, I'm disconnecting all this stuff and I'm not going to know how to put it back on. This is one of the injectors. Like I said, it was a 2. And this is pretty much the power cable to go to it. This connects these two. Bam. I heard a story once that you can put a 12 volt or something like that. Not a 12 volt. A 9-volt battery and just toot, 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 and touch it and spray it. I'm not gonna do that right now, but sweet. That's pretty cool. That feels cool to do. I'm not gonna lie to you. All right, bad to action. All right, so I'm just gonna hook this baby back up, and we're gonna turn it on and just see what happens. Now, it's like a lot of belts that I'm gonna have to be standing over, so hopefully I don't die. But let's figure this out. Okay. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, so this is the fuel injector. So it used to be just all carbs and jets or whatever. Never rebuilt one of those. But we got this guy, that's a fuel injector, and this is pretty much the power to go to it. And what I was saying is like, you see positive, blue. Blue means think negative, sure. So anyway, you pretty much could put a 9-volt on here and then it would mist. So if that's the case, I don't have a 9-volt, so I can't do that. But I can sit here and watch it do the thing. So when it's running, so I'm just gonna plug that back in. I'm gonna watch in here and see if it's dripping. So if it's dripping, then okay, we got an issue, right? Because not only is it misting, but it's dripping too, which means this is leaking. And then at that point, it's always going to run rich no matter what, or get too much fuel because the seal's broken, right? Same thing for this guy that you can't see at all. So we're going to be checking this out and go from there. I'm just going to turn it on and hope for the best. Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, this thing is leaking. It's missing. Let's see if it'll idle down. Oh yeah. You can see. See that leaking? Well, that's better. That's probably could live. That's not too bad. But look at that. That thing, that thing is leaking so bad. Let's shut it off. Shut it off. All right. So, well, I think we just found our issue. Now that's telling me that I'm just gonna label this one and this two. Two has a bad seal, so it is leaking like way too much. I mean, it's dripping, and on top of that, it is spraying. So I don't think that's a cold start feature. I think that's just a leaky injector. So the seals, the gaskets in this thing's just spraying out. So that needs to go. The cool part is that both of them are working, so that's cool. This one's a little leaky, so it might need some work. Um, but yeah, that's super bad. So next step, I'm seriously gonna go and try to pull a fuse for the cold start. And once I find that fuse, just give me a little bit of time. I'll find the fuse, I'll pull it, and then see if it clears that up. And then at that point, if it doesn't clear it up, not only is it leaking, but that's probably going to be our main problem is that it's leaking, you know, and that the cold start feature is what not causing it to run rich at idle. So let's go ahead and jump in, try to find a fuse. I mean, does this thing even have a fuse box? Like all I see is belts and. Sure. Okay. Oh look, power steering. Power steering. Oh, that's good. Lock that up. Oh boy. I mean, dude, do you think I'm just a Chevy 10 mechanic here? No, I'm not a Chevy S10 mechanic, dude. But can we figure it out? Sure. What is this? You know, like I don't even know what that is. Damn. Nope. Not it. I mean, I could just start unplugging stuff and see what happens. No, we're not gonna do that. Let me keep looking. We got a whole bunch of places to put fuses. What's kind of cool is that it tells you right on there, so you don't need some freaking crazy box to tell you what's up. Now I know the wipers are working because they turn on every time I turn on the truck, so that fuse is good. You got a 20 amp for power, doesn't have anything. Turn back up. Crank. Okay, man, that stuff is dusty. Playa. Instant LPS. Well, the good thing is that there's not too many fuses, so I mean it can really only be so many. Insta LPS. Man, where's an owner's manual when you need one? Tail light CTS, turn back up. ECMB. Goodness gracious. Okay, well, let me do some figuring out. Initially, I had this all unplugged, and I was holding this and holding this, and it would bring the idle down. But I plugged it in here, and then it brought the idle down, and it was fine. But and then I unplugged it, plugged it back in, it didn't do anything. So I'm gonna start it up like this one more time, see how it's running, kind of go from there. Trying to learn this system. Okay, that sounds way better. I just mixed it. See, that is way better. Still think it's a little high, idle, but probably getting those leaky injectors out of the way, I think it'll rev down a little bit. Can I adjust it? I don't know. Being more reasonable. Let me shut it off. All right, so we know closing them off, it idles way better. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this thing back in and see, close that one off. See if I start it, if it idles better than what it just was. Let me find a screw or something like that. Because if I start it up and it's idling worse that way, I'm going to be honest with you, I'm going to plug it. Okay. Got my perfect little screwdriver right here. Perfect. All right, now let's start it up and see if it idles good. If it doesn't, that runs pretty good. Yeah, it's like at a minimum. So I don't think this is bad, because that's the lowest it's idled this whole time. But I think this is definitely causing an issue. Because look, see how it's idling a little high, so it's kind of missing. Look at that. Yeah. So look, listen to how long it revs and it stays at a higher RPM. Okay? Okay, close that up. It goes down way quicker. We got some things figured out. Realistically, it needs new injectors. They're spraying and they're freaking just, I mean, they're just dripping, you know? And it's not a chain. It's just straight dripping. So I'm thinking 2 new injectors, okay? We'll go ahead. I'll probably skip on the Behrman right now. I'll get the Behrman out probably tomorrow once the new injectors come in. And then we'll replace those injectors. And we're going to keep this guy plugged. And we're going to keep this guy doing its thing. But these injectors need to go. We'll do some Behrman on it. Freaking jet it down. And we'll be good. So I'm going to go ahead and reassemble this. And I'll see y'all tomorrow. I'm back, suckers. Day 2, and I got the injectors. Check them out. Look at this. Now, I'm not gonna lie. They rigged it. These things are so pricey. It's like unreal. But dude, we're about to have a smog ready S10 with a broken grill. Dang, I didn't even notice that. When did that happen? All right. Well, I'm not gonna keep looking at the truck because then, I'm gonna fix that later, right? One step at a time, sucker. Cool. What are y'all doing in there? Oh gosh. I know what you are thinking, okay? And yeah, this is the same shirt from yesterday, okay? But listen, I'm just gonna get it dirty, plus freaking zooted, okay? I'm zooted to get this thing small. So we're gonna hurry up. I'm gonna make this happen really fast, so y'all aren't just waiting around. Let's see. See, once you do it, piece of cake. I have this thing freaking doing all kinds of stuff in no time. Oh yeah, let's get that off. Get out of here. Just gonna throw that somewhere. Whoops. Again, I don't know what I'm doing. You think I've ever replaced one of these? Nope. I can see there's a torch there, but like legit. Oh my gosh, look how many gaskets there are. Brother, look at that. That is so many gaskets that I could potentially mess up. Dialing in. Kaboosh. Dang, sucker. There's instructions. All right. Yep. Okay. I definitely will need something to organize myself. I got the 2 new injectors in. Everything's buttoned up. I need to crank this thing over and make sure that it's not doing the same thing that it was doing before. Hopefully not. We're going to find out. So, seriously, make sure I just don't burn the house down right now. Heck yeah, baby. Let's go. Oh, yeah. You started right up. Oh, yeah. It's freaking misting. It's like a perfect shower. So you can see right there. See how it's not dripping? It's just misting. Let me rock the bottom. Look at that. Doing exactly what it needs to do. Look at that, no drip. It's not dripping at all. The motor's cold right now, so that's even better. So once it gets to idle and everything's at like operating temperature, it's only going to get more efficient. So that's the biggest thing. Is like I feel like that's another reason I brought it in. The motor was cold when I tried to get it smogged, so I think that was causing a lot of the issue too. Let me shut this thing off. New injectors working. Bon appetit. Um, yeah. I mean, there's nothing more to say there. The only thing I need to do now is I need to take this truck somewhere that's not gonna really like just piss off my neighbors because we're about to create so much smoke. It's about to be unreal. You think a storm's coming in? So I'm gonna drive this thing. I'm gonna bring you guys with me. I'm gonna drive and gals. I'm gonna drive this thing down the road and then literally put stuff down the yap till it smokes, clears everything out. It's gonna run horrible, but we're gonna do it anyway. Let's go. Let's see what we got going on. Shut this toolbox here. All right. This thing's cold. Okay. Make sure I got my one headlight that turns on. Oh, dude. Man, this is a freaking machine. Look at that. Oh, by the way, look at the dash lights. They freaking work. I mean, what more could you ask for? It does say that the blinker is on nonstop, but that's no big deal. It doesn't matter. Let's do this. I got you low so you can see the smoke. You little buddy. Oh yeah. Chew on it, buddy. Oh yeah, I want you to die right there. I'm almost out. I'm gonna keep going. Man, it's not smoking that bad. I'm surprised. You can see how I want to die. Oh, come on. You can do it. Woo, buddy. This thing almost gave out on me. Oh, you can do it. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's good. Woo. All right. Uh-oh. Whoa! No! Oh my gosh. I think I just blew a rod. Well, dang. Yeah, well, maybe the revving on it was like a little too much. Let's start it back up and see what we got going on. Oh, yeah. We got a problem. Yeah. Let's get this thing home, huh? Oh, no. Well, the injectors like worked great, but I blew the motor. Um, you know what? It was pretty tired anyway. It had 277,000 miles. It's gonna be non-op for a little while, but at least like we can do the interior, we can do everything else. Look, I was planning on putting a motor in this thing anyway. Now it just gives me every reason to do it. So, I mean, all in all, welcome to Stoneworks. Awesome. Well, thank you guys for tuning in. Like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Have a good one.